Good day, Earth. This is me, Dr. Jermaine Insane again, back with another podcast of Watch Yourself. First of all, I want to apologize to you guys. I'm not posting anything lately because my last video, YouTube put a lot of restrictions on it, and sort of made me sort of mad about it because I didn't understand why they would restrict a video when there's multiple videos of black Americans getting killed by unarmed black Americans getting killed by the police or by neighbors or vigilantes, and they show the whole entire thing. But me showing our history down of our suffering, that it had a lot of restrictions on it. So I'm gonna try to stay more up to date on my podcast and at least have something at least once a week of some type of information to help you guys to be a stronger minded people, and bring us together, because lately we have been coming together, especially with this deportation that's going on, and how we're standing strong on our square and not budging from our square of helping others with their fight when there was no one was around, when we was fighting for our struggles. And this podcast is going to be about the deportation, and this message is going to be sent to all the nationalities that are getting sent back to their countries. And this is what I'm going to start off with. This podcast is going to be about the deportations that are happening in America under President Trump's administration. I want to send a message to each nationality immigrant to take back to their respective homeland and let their home country know about Black Americans or foundational Black Americans. When you all return home, tell the truth about FBA'S. Tell the true experiences you encounter with Black Americans, but at the same time, tell them your experiences about white American also. First, I'm going to start with the Asians that taking their one-way flight back home. Tell your people how you were called the model minorities, how you were called smarter than Black Americans. Your test scores help give you a delusion that your status was higher in American society than Black Americans. When you all get settled in and get readjusted back to your country society, tell your families and friends that off the Black American backs, how you set up beauty supply stores, corner stores, and restaurants in our communities, and you was able to live the American dreams off of our money. When we went into your establishments, you watched us like we were thieves. Tell them also how sometimes you gunned us down because you suspected that we stole something, and how you basically got away with it. Tell your countrymen how you sided with your oppressors to say, since we weren't smarter than you, that we didn't deserve to have any spot in college, and how you overturned a law that was meant for us, but it benefited you more, and how it backfired on your community because your acceptance in college dropped after the Supreme Court ruling. Tell your country politicians that off the FBA backs, you all made false accusations that Black Americans was the number one group of people attacking you, and you all got a anti-Asian hate crime bill. Finally, tell the Asian community, finally to the Asian community, tell your village that white Americans used to how white Americans use you for their benefit, and how all the praises and upstanding community compliments was a lie and an illusion. I'm pretty sure your community would tell you that you are stupid to trust white people, that they would sit you down and tell you the stories about the Vietnam War, the Korean War, the nuclear bombs that were used that was dropped on Japan in the internment camps. When the white Americans send you back home, they didn't send you back first class, but back into the shackles to the Arab community. You were never liked or accepted, but you still sided with the white oppressors, with the anti-black American attitude. You all also got rich off the black American backs also. You all took our culture and made t-shirts to sell to us. You made grills to sell to us. You all sold loose cigarettes, alcohol, cigars, and all sorts of things that didn't benefit us. The strange thing about this is that in your home country, you all are fighting the same group of people that we're fighting in our country. The majority of Arab community religions is Muslim, and a lot of black Americans are Muslims, and you harm your own religious brothers and sisters. When you all when we are in your stores, you call us niggas and watch us like hawks, and we were patronizing your store. You all are traitors, can't be trusted in battle. Just look at the Afghanistan war, how some of the people sided with America during that war. When you all get sent back to the Middle East, I don't have a message to tell your people because they already know our story because you also enslaved us too. And they know that you all are disgrace to your culture. When you all step off that military aircraft and your feet touch down on your home soil, there's a red dot on your head. And this is a quick one to the Indians from India. You will never ever fit in white society, no matter how much you call black people names. Your skin is as dark or as dark as ours, and if not darker in some cases. You all in white American eyes are niggers with straight hair. The British people killed millions of your people. You still begging for their acceptance. One name, Vivek Ramaswamy. To the Latinos. When you go back to your countries, I'm going to give you a book to read to your countrymen. This book is going to be called The Black and Brown Alliance That Never Came to Be. This book will cover how you all ate well off our accomplishments, how you all tried to emulate our culture, our music, like playing music loud while driving or rapping, our wardrobes, any clothing style we wore, you all copied. Take our slang. Hell, we even gave you a pass on the N word. And you guys take our struggles and try to make it into you all culture, but you still treated us worse than the white oppressors. This book will also cover how we took you all under our wing when we was working together at a job site. When other groups made fun of you because you couldn't speak English, we would step in and defend you against the attacks. When we sometimes stepped in when our own culture would try to fight you and tell them to back up off you. But soon as you all came up, y'all stabbed us in the back. You turned your back on us. Soon as you all bought your first truck, you will look down on us like we was better than like you all was better than us. Soon as you started speaking better English, you wouldn't even say hello to us. You would roll your eyes at us or look at us with disdain. Soon as you all got a higher position at the workplace, you wouldn't even consider to hire us. Not even the lowest position, you wouldn't hire us. When your numbers became increased, you come to our neighborhoods and try to terrorize us. In this book that you all are taking back to your countries, it will also cover how on questionnaires that it will give you a choice to check Latin or Hispanic, but you check white or Caucasian. You try to convince American society that you were better than us, that you worked harder than us, using the stereotypical phrase that we were lazy. Oh, and another thing that came out of y'all mouths that you guys built this country. You all are so naive to think that the white society was going to accept you into their circle. You all were played and you played yourself. You all are laborers, nannies, housekeepers, maids, janitors, busboys, dishwashers, and copper penny workers. You didn't realize you were being used as a dispense tool that could be thrown out at any time. This book conclusion will also mention that you all voted for a president that blatantly disrespected you all in your face. He called you all rapists, murderers, and thieves. Despite his rhetoric, your community voted for President Trump overwhelmingly. Soon as he was sworn in, he signed an executive order to have you all deported back home. One of my favorite quotes comes from one of your ancestors, Emiliano Zapata. I'd rather die on my feet than live on my knees. But you all turn your but you all turn your backs on that quote, because after that executive order was signed, the same people you all mistreated, y'all had to come back crawling on your knees, begging the black community to help you from being deported. In this book, it will also mention that we told you all no, we will not come save you all from America's wrath upon you all, and that you burn your bridges with us. Side note, you all said you all built this country, but you don't know how to build the bridge back to us. Go back to your country, build that country up, but you didn't. And when you left, but you didn't when you left, and you're not going to build it when you return. Adios. I will say amigo, but you all were never our friends. Last but not least, our African and Caribbean brothers, I mean enemies. Out of all the countries I mentioned above, you all betrayal cuts deep in our souls. This is an alliance and coalition that should have never been difficult to create. To the Caribbean folks, we were all on those same ships that brought us across the Atlantic Ocean, and made us slaves. We suffered some of the same brutality, cruelty, and hardship in these American territories. But you all came over here and undermined the FBA'S. Foundation of Black Americans fought, bled, and died to pave the way for you all to come over to this great nation we built. But you all put your nationality over being black. Our ancestors died to stop segregation in this country, but you all reinstated it back. Our ancestors worked hard to build this black unity, but you all wanted no part of it. Our ancestors created something unique that the whole world is inspired by, but you all degraded it and say it was ghetto and that we have no culture. To the Africans, you all are still our enemies, because you all helped to sell us off to the American shores. After all that, the black Americans still forgave you all, but you all tried selling us back in our own countries. You all still have the same mentality from over 400 years ago. Snitch on us at the job, talk bad about us to other nationalities, including the white people, saying that we are not like those black Americans, that you work harder than us, smarter than us. How much better people than how much better people than us? When y'all go back to your homeland, tell your tribe this: the black American is the heart of America. Tell the tell them that black America culture is American culture. It's the only culture that America revolve around. When you all go back to your huts, tell the chiefs that the black Americans have colleges, universities, churches, and inventions. Tell them that we are doctors, lawyers, senators, congressmen, mayors, governors, and CEOs. Tell them we have worked our way out of slavery, Jim Crow, redlining. Tell them every single obstacle. Tell them every single obstacle the white man has thrown at us, we have overcame. You are a lost cause, because instead of degrading us, you should have been taking notes to take back to your countries to improve you all living conditions. You all rather live under your oppressor's boot. That's not us. You all like to say we don't know where we came from when we do. We came from a lineage that has courage to not flee or run from our oppressors, but to fight and defend our right to be in this country that we work hard to build. We don't flee from our problems, but remain and solve our problems. We all go back to your all country. Tell the people we are celebrated in this land we were once enslaved. The whole entire country where we once enslaved takes days off from work to celebrate our contributions. Can you say the same in your country? You all brag how great your countries are. Now you all have a free one-way trip back home. I have some questions before you return home. Why did you all leave if home was so great? The Hispanic called us mayates. The whites called us niggers. And you all called us acatas. Now, why will you all call us derogatory names? Last question. You all are you all jealous because we build, created, and established things in the land of our captivity? I know the answer to those questions, but I know it will hurt your pride to answer. I'm going to leave you all with this. Yes, we suffer in the most inhumane situations in this country, but you all did us a favor by selling us to the Europeans because we built character instead of Joppa from failure. I'm going to leave this verse to my FBA'S. This verse is in Romans chapter 8, verse 35. Who shall separate us from the love of the Messiah? Shall tribulation or distress or persecution or famine or nakedness, peril or sword? As it is written, for thy sake we are killed all the day long. We are accounted as sheep for the slaughter. Nay, in all those things, we are more than conquerors through him that love us. To the world, when it comes to the foundation of Black Americas, watch yourself.